All right, everybody. I'm doing a post-game wrap-up of the Hawks, and the question is John Collins, or has John Collins and has Coach Nate played their last game? I want your opinion about it. Coming up next. All right, everybody. It's your man, Jonathan Simmons here. I'm going solo tonight. I want to take a look here at what you guys thought about Hawks Heat tonight, game 4, the shocker. Everybody thought that this was going to be a wonderful game for the Hawks to be able to tie this series up. But instead, the Hawks laid a goose egg. So I'd like to know what you guys think about this. The first thing that kind of flashed my mind was the idea, could this have been the last home game for Coach Nate and for John Collins? And you're saying, bro, what on earth are you talking about? Well, I'd like to ask you guys what you think about it. I'm going to pop that question up on the screen. Here it is right here. Do you think, after being blown out in game 4, this could perchance be the last game for Coach Nate in ATL and even John Collins? I'm just saying, because really, this was a bad game. I mean, this was really a bad game. This was a game that the Hawks should have won. This is a game that they, everything was pointing in their favor. Everything was spot on for their favor. Game 4, after winning a unbelievable game 3 in front of a raucous crowd on Friday, you're thinking, okay, they're going to carry the momentum. It's a Sunday night game, early start, 7 p.m., no traffic, no reason for anybody to be late, no bomb scare like it was on Friday, because for those of you who don't know, it was actually a bomb scare that went on before the game. So you got to worry about none of that. None of that's happening, boys. All you got to do is go out here and play winning basketball like you seem to have found the formula in game number 3 to win game number 4. But unfortunately, the Hawks laid an egg. I mean, I guess it's something that's even hard to talk about. I even didn't want to do this post-game wrap-up at all. But it's just like the idea of you taking this opportunity, an opportunity where you could have really, made some hay, where you could have said, hey, you know what, we're going to go ahead and knock this thing out of the park. We're going to, get this game thing tied up at 2-2. And then now, basically, once it's tied 2-2, you got best out of 3. With at least one more game back on your home turf, where you had been up to this point, up today's fiasco, virtually unbeatable. Everything lined up in your corner. Capacity crowd, sold out, 18,000 plus, standing room only. They were selling standing room tickets for $50 a piece. You're thinking, man, this is a wrap. DJ on the 1 and 2s, my girl from up at the top there from Atlanta Entertainment, she's rocking it. Everything's on and popping, and you're thinking, this is it. Atlanta is going to take this game and then be in a position where they can go ahead and at least have a shot to win game 5 in Miami. But if not, you still have another game, a game 6 to play here at your home court. Now, the Hawks are faced with a task that, now, don't get me wrong, some teams have done it. But you look at the way the Hawks are constructed and how they played against the Heat so far, it doesn't, give you much hope that this Hawk team could suddenly turn around and win 3 straight games against a very good Heat squad. I mean, a very good Heat squad. So what do you think? Do you think, in fact, I'll put this up back on social media again, do you think this is it? If regardless of what happens, do you think this is going to be the final game in Atlanta for Coach Nate and for John Collins? Do you think this is it? They're done after this? After this showing? And listen, let me say this: I'm a big fan of John Collins. Let me get that. Let me get that straight right off the rip. Let me not in any way, say he's a bad guy. I've been an advocate for John Collins and for getting his money because what I think is really in Atlanta, when I look at this, and Coach Nate did a great job in taking this team, getting them out of the doldrums that were under Coach Lloyd, and got this team to hashtag believe, got this team to play well, and really seemed to get Trae Young from being simply just a star to now really a superstar. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the guy had mad talent, but it just seemed like under Coach Nate, he blossomed into a guy that's now one of the top superstars in the league. No doubt about it. But now the onus of burden falls back on Coach Nate. I also think that Travis Schlenk is the guy that's one of the most underrated GMs in the NBA because he has put together a Hawks team really kind of on the cheap when you think about it that really can compete with anybody in the NBA. And so, therefore, I'm saying some of this blame goes on Coach Nate. Okay, first of all, Coach talks about rotation. All coaches talk about having a certain rotation, shortening the bench in the NBA playoffs, and I get all of that. But in the Hawks case, the way they're constructed, they really are a team that can go 10, almost 11 deep. This is a team that has role players that can perform, role players that do a variety of things that I think if coached properly, they can be a tough out for any team. Let me give you an example for today. So the Hawks are playing a Heat team which has made up in their mind the best way to beat these Hawks are to be physical and to bang around and pound them because basically their floor leader is about 6'1" and barely 175, soaking wet. Number two, their vocal leader, emotional leader, John Collins, is playing with a bad hand and a bad foot. And oh, by the way, they're not say one, because Okongwu does a good job as well. But as far as the guy that's got a physical presence, a stout guy, Clint Capella is basically out, and now he's just coming back for today's game. They said we're going to do. We're going to put bigger guys on Trae. We're going to bang them around. We'll make them work extremely hard. So now here's what I'm thinking. You got all these young guys here. Why not use speed and youth? Back in the day, in the 90s, there was a team out of Arkansas, University of Arkansas Razorbacks. They're coached by Nolan Richardson. And Nolan Richardson, what he did was he pressed you pretty much the whole game. Because he said, I'm going to give you 40 minutes of hell. And to me, when I look at the Hawks squad, they have talent 10 deep. They have guys like Jalen Johnson. They have a hometown hero in Sharif Cooper, who to me is Trae Young 2.0. I don't want to exaggerate, but I think he has that potential. I look at DeLon Wright. I look at TLC. All these guys are outstanding, quick, young players. So to me, I'm not trying to play Miami the way that the Hawks played them today after midway through the first period, where you're battering and you're trying to dribble the ball through double teams. I'm like, hey, man, pressure these guys. Flip the script, put pressure on them. Make them have to go 90 feet. Get an up-tempo game and let guys like Jalen Johnson, TLC, and to some degree even John Collins and Okongwu do what they do best, play above the rim. I'm not fighting fire with fire. Okay, you want to put out these goons and muscle guys like PJ Tucker and these kind of guys? Great. Tell you what, you're going to get gas, sir, because you're going to chase me all over the court as I run you up and down with high pressure, high pressure defense and high tempo or up tempo offense. And work the ball in to out. Then you will set up the open three-pointers for guys like Bogey and for guys like Trae and for Huter. You have to put tempo back in the game. Let's go to social media here for a second. Let's get some comments. Nathan Lewis says, yes, that's what I'm put up there. Yo, Jonathan, what's going on, man? So what do you think, brother? I mean, do you think the Hawks have to make some major changes? What do you guys think? Let me know. Matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take something bold. I'm about to copy a link for the show. So if you want to jump on, now listen, you don't have to jump on with the video. It's like Zoom. If you want to go audio only, great, you can do it. But I want to get your feedback. So I'm going to put the invite link right up here. All you have to do is copy and paste this link into your phone, into your laptop or desktop browser, and you can join us here on the show. Bam, there it is. I think there you'll see it right there on social media. Let me pop it up here for you. For those of you on YouTube, that's what it is. There's a link. Copy, paste it. Jump on the show with me. I'll see you in the studio and bring you in. Here you go right here on Facebook Live. Again, jump in. That's the link. You can jump in like a Zoom broadcast. You can go video and audio only. I don't care. And also for those of you on Twitch, come on in, baby. We'd love to have you be part of our show. And so I'll put the question back out here again. Okay, here's the question again, so you guys would know. I'm sorry about that. The question is really, was this the last game we saw for Coach Nate and John Collins in Atlanta? Because here's the thing. Don't be wrong. Again, I'm gonna repeat this. John Collins is a great guy. And to me, the Hawks did him a disservice when Clint came to not try to work out a high-low post situation when you have two big men. That's normally how it works. You go back and look at the Rockets when they had Ralph Sampson and Hakeem. If you look at the great Celtics teams when they had Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, these teams, their coach were able to always set up a high-low situation where a big man could basically come out up near the foul line and create some picks and create some pick and rolls, and they would alternate, leaving some space for the other big man to operate down low. And to me, they have not incorporated enough of this in the Hawks game plan. Because see, right now you got John Collins. People wonder why he's not the same guy, because you basically have him out on the wing. Now, to his credit, he's actually improved himself to almost a 40% three-point shooter. But it's silly to have a guy like John Collins, who when he's healthy plays well above the rim, have him out there shooting three-pointers. Or worse yet, a guy who doesn't dribble the ball too well, trying to create his own shot. I don't get it, guys. This is not brain surgery. This is called coaching and management, which is why I think that Coach Nate is in trouble. As a matter of fact, our good buddy, Miss D, who might be watching us here on Twitter, if you are, hey, I mean, she's already said this several times. She's one of the ultimate Hawk fans here in Atlanta, and she's actually called for Coach's head. Why? Because I think all Hawks fans are seeing the same thing. We are not getting utilization of the players they have. So there's a question. This blown lead, Game 4, could this be, in fact, the last game that we are going to see John Collins and Coach Nate? Now, we don't want to just absolve Trae from any blame as well. You know, both of these bad losses, Trae has not performed very well. Somehow Miami has gotten to his head, and tonight was the same. 3 of 11 shooting. I think he was 3 of 8 from three-point range, a paltry 9 points, and wasn't that good assisting the ball either. I think he had 5 assists and, more importantly, 5 turnovers. If I look at this Hawks team, a couple of things that kind of stick out to me before I let you guys get out of here. Number one, what I look at is a team that in the losses they've had, especially the bad one, they've looked very lethargic. I saw the whole thing that shifted this game today was, again, Hawks up 37-32. Their defense is moving all over the place. They're giving Miami fits. They're being very handsy. So what I mean is a smaller player constantly poking their hands in there, knocking balls down, stripping away. So they're doing everything they're supposed to do. And instead of relying on three-pointers, guys like DeLon Wright, guys like DeAndre Hunter, slashing to the paint, getting fouled, and getting shots, 2-point shots. And Hawks are about 6 minutes to go, up 37-32. Totally shut the defense down. Then the one thing you can't do when you're playing an opponent in the playoffs, really can't do it anytime, especially an opponent that's ranked number 1 seed in your conference. You can't relax. John Collins takes the ball out after what appears to be a routine play where the Heat have just cut the lead to 5. And he throws a pass, which Jimmy Butler shows why he is, in fact, a superstar as well. He leaps in front. Not only does he intercept the pass, but John Collins foolishly tries to stop him going to the basket, and he gets a foul. That was your game-changing incident right there. From that point on, Hawks being up 37-32. Jimmy Butler went on a personal 9-0 run. That's right, personal. He went on by himself. He scored the next 9 points, for the Heat. And then helped the Heat finish with a 23-4 run, 10.5. So we went from a 37-32 Hawks lead with about 5 or 6 minutes to go to a 55-41 deficit, and basically game, set, and match, because the Hawks were never really in it in the second half. They a couple of times cut the lead down to 9 and 10, but every time they did, a sloppy play, a turnover, an ill-advised shot, a missed rebound, a missed 50-50 ball, all the things they did so well in Game 3, they did not do in Game 4. So consequently, the Hawks now find themselves down 3-1 in the position where they're now going to be expected to try to win this series by winning 3 straight games against the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. Led by guys got some dog in them called Jimmy Butler. And oh, by the way, the very next game that you have to win is not even at home. It's at Miami. So Hawks out there, work cut out for them. All right, guys, that's all I had to say for tonight. I didn't want to stay on too long. I just want to jump on here and do a quick post game. Hawks lose badly, 110-85 at home. If you think, again, that Tony Russell is going to sit there and be happy with that kind of performance, I say not. This guy is a former hedge fund manager. He's a very wealthy man, also a very competitive man. Low key, but very competitive man. And like most owners, got an ego and expectations. Last year, remember, the Hawks were 2 games away from the NBA Finals. This year, they plummeted all the way to 10, had to win 2 playing games just to be an 8th seed. And now, after cutting the series lead to 2-1, playing a great game 2 in Miami where they almost won that game, a late game heroics by Trae to win game 3, to come out and lay a stink bomb at home in front of a sold-out crowd, 18,000 plus, standing room only seats selling for over, I think, $50 or $60, and you don't even have a seat. 5th seed last year, 10th seed this year. And oh, by the way, we spent more money. We spent more money up in John Collins. We inked up everybody. Trae has got a big fat contract. And like I said, to Trae's credit, played very well, getting the Hawks into the playoffs, but you can't do that. And you have to have other teammates around. This is why I'm saying that you if you're not going to trade for, quote unquote, another, superstar, you're going to have to get more out of the players you have. And I think that's a coaching issue. No disrespect to Coach Nate at all. Like I said, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even be talking about the Hawks right now as a bona fide threat to win the NBA title. But the reality is he's going to have to change some of his thinking now because, you see, here's the thing I'm finding out, even as the preacher. As you move from level to level, from expectations to expectation, you yourself have to change your MO. You might have to move into a realm where you're uncomfortable, i.e., Nate, you might have to play younger players that you don't like to play. Because Nate doesn't really seem to like to play younger players. You might have to do that. You might have to bear up with guys that maybe, because of their newness, might be a little bit more difficult at the beginning in game situations to keep control of their emotions or their skill sets. But that's true with anybody. Jalen Johnson's an over-the-rim guy. Get him out there. Delon Wright. Why? That guy should play almost the whole game. All right, that's enough, guys. Anyway, that's my wrap-up tonight. Hawks down 110-85, now down 3-1. Trae Young, second worst performance in the postseason, once again held to single digits by a stifling Miami defense, and actually got Trae so far of his game, got a technical late. Hawks almost got into a fight. Didn't seem to help them. I thought that once that happened, that would kind of, get them the spark they needed, but instead, it just put more food on the fire to the Heats to run them out of the ball game at one point, up by 30 points. All right, guys, listen, please follow us on social media at Real Talk Sports 7. That's the show itself. You can always get this wrong here. There you go. Yeah, right there. There's the show, Real Talk Sports 7. Follow me on social media at Minister Jason personally. Remember, you also can go to our website. Website is realtalksports.net. I'll put that up on the screen real quick before I get out of here. There it is, realtalksports.net. You can find us right there. All right, guys, listen, we appreciate you. Hawks wrap up. A bad loss for those Atlanta Hawks. Bad loss for those Hawks. 110-85. Now find themselves on the brink of elimination in the NBA playoffs. All right, guys, remember, Tuesday night, we're on 8 p.m. I'll flash up on the screen here, 8 p.m., the Real Talk Sports Show. Again, you are able to call us in. Well, not call us, but you're able to pop on in there. That's the show right here, 8 p.m. We have the lovely co-host, Miss Trae Dolman, Ms. American International 2021. And you can see right next to me there, Tyrone Poole, 2-time Super Bowl winner with the New England Patriots. Also a Hall of Famer with Fort Valley State Sports Hall of Fame. Motivational speaker. Great guy. We chop it up, had a lot of fun. We take in your comments from social media. So again, guys, we'd love to have you on the Real Talk Sports Show. Please, man, please sure join us again. That is Tuesday night, 8 p.m. on Roku, on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch, and Twitter TV. All right, buddy. Till next time, God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night.